From Bruce McCutcheon Memorial Field in Matawan, it's championship football on TV 34. Today, the Central Jersey Group 3 State Sectional Championship game. The Matawan Huskies host the Neptune Scarlet Flyers. Hello again, everyone. I'm Mark Rossman along with Glenn Davis. The brass ring that all high school football players want to go after is on the line today. A state championship will be decided at Matawan Regional High School. Which team will grab the brass ring? Will it be the Neptune Scarlet Flyers, who have done it all year with a great running attack and a quick strike passing attack?
Well, Neptune, of course, has a great attack with their running game, but I think one of the big keys to possible championship is going to be their quarterback, Dan Gonzalez, today in his throwing, but it should be a great ball game.
Coach John Amabile has a veteran group of seniors who would like nothing more than to end their careers with a state title today. You can't underestimate senior leadership, Glenn.
Well, the senior leadership is there, but of course, Scott Harley, the junior running back, is probably got 3 years under his belt right now as a starter, so you've got a lot of leadership also from a junior.
The Neptune Scarlet Flyers were forced to make a couple of changes in the lineup after injuries in their first playoff game. Chris Sella and Ronald Lyons went down in that game, and of course that could be a factor. But Scott Harley, who's done it all year long with 30 touchdowns, will be the man today for the Neptune Scarlet Flyers. Matawan High School has a great tradition of running backs. Everybody knows that. And this year, the torch at running back has been passed to Bob Jameson. Jameson transferred to Matawan from Howell a couple of years ago, and he's been a great joy for Coach Joe Martucci, rushing for over 1,500 yards.
He's a great running back. He can do it all, can go inside, go outside, and I know it's been a real pleasure to have a transfer come in like that and do the job that he's done for Matawan this year.
Last time we saw the Matawan Huskies, Coach Joe Martucci's club was winning the Central Jersey Group 3 State Championship at Ocean Township High School last year. Several of the key players from that team returned for Coach Martucci, and that's nice when you can come back with seniors and put 2 years like this back to back.
Well, early in the season, Coach Martucci, I think, was a little skeptical about his offensive line, and they performed quite well and matured, and I think their big strong point has been their defense, and they've really shown well since that first ball game.
It is a chilly afternoon at Matawan Regional High School, but it won't matter to the players. They're going after the championship ring today. The Central Jersey Group 3 title is on the line, and we'll come back right after this. 34 from Matawan Regional High School today. The Huskies and the Scarlet Flyers are getting ready to crank it up for the Central Jersey Group 3 State Sectional Championship. They call it the House of Pain here at Bruce McCutcheon Memorial Field. And it has been a house of pain for most of the teams that have come in here over the years. The Matawan Huskies with a great winning tradition and looking for another state championship. In fact, the Huskies looking to defend the Central Jersey Group 3 title, which they won last year at Ocean High School. It is a chilly afternoon with a strong breeze blowing across the field into the faces of the Neptune fans and the Neptune players on the far side of the field, and that is something that both sides will have to contend with in terms of the kicking game. Neptune comes in with a record of 8-1-1. A loss to Middletown South. Matawan is 9-1. The Huskies do have a loss to Middletown South in the opening week of the year. Let's listen in down on the field.
Today's game, the referee is Mr. Joe Fisher.
Barney right here,
The headline
Mr.
Steve
Consalvo back
Barney.
here, Mr. Vanderbeek
The umpire is Don Bisconti.
Constanti
The
over
field
here.
judge.
Gentlemen, there will be no
Consalvo,
talking
back
across
judge,
the line to
Gus
the opponent,
Vanderbeek,
understand?
And the clock operator is Bill
Understand?
Carlo.
There'll be no late hits,
Scoreboard clock
and
will
we're
be the
watching out for
time.
sportsmanship, understand? Let's play the game on the field and do it right. Who's talking? Head and a tail, there it goes. Heads he calls, and heads it is. You want the ball. You want the ball. You have to go defend, ball. Which one you back there. Back over here. Bring the ball out.
Who won the ball? The election is
Shake hands, guys.
Joe Fisher and his crew will work this game. You saw that Neptune won the toss and elected to receive. Matawan will be kicking off here in the first quarter as this playoff game gets set to unfold. Glenn, there's a wind blowing across the field. What type of a difference does that make rather than having it in your face?
Well, I think with this particular game and the quarterbacks we're talking about, Matawan doesn't really throw a lot, and I would think Neptune throws the ball a little bit more than Matawan. But what happens with a wind like that, you get a quarterback with a strong arm like Gonzalez. I think will be able to handle this a little bit better than the Matawan quarterback.
And of course, we expect what should be a great matchup of running backs. Before we get to that, however, our national anthem. Matchup of running backs I was alluding to features Scott Harley of Neptune, who has rushed for over 2,000 yards this year, and Bob Jameson of Matawan, who has cracked the 1,500-yard rushing mark. So this one just a couple of minutes away from getting started. And there's a look at what these teams have done this year. Matawan comes in scoring just over 33 points a game, 295 yards total a game. You can see that the Huskies do most of it on the ground. Same story with Neptune, almost the same amount of points, 357 yards a game, and they too, of course, rely on Scott Harley in the running game to get it done. Lewis Goodman, number 40, is one of the deep men for the Scarlet Flyers. A lot of different faces in this game. These teams have some depth and don't play too many players two ways. Scott Harley, 44, is one of the deep backs, along with number 23, Sean Haleman. So the Central Jersey Group 3 title up for grabs today is number 11, Dennis Jarvis, 5'10", 170-pound senior. Gets set to kick off. Watching Jarvis a little bit in warm-ups, he was really hooking a couple of kicks. It is tough out there for the kickers, and Joe Martucci has a quick word for him right before he goes out to set it up. He might even need a holder.
Well, the chess game's already started because they moved Harley to the other side of the field from where he normally would be, because that's the way the wind's blowing.
And that's the way he was hooking him in practice.
I think you know, they've already, one thing about great programs like this is they pick up little things even in warm-ups as to where the ball is being kicked and where they want to put their return people.
There's Scott Harley at the 10-yard line. Matawan defending the title. Neptune trying to take it away. Jarvis responds as Martucci picks it up and went the other way to Haleman. Sean Haleman has some room to run and takes it out to the 32-yard line. Dan Gonzalez will lead the Neptune Scarlet Flyers onto the field, the 6'3", 185-pound senior, in his second full year at quarterback, with Harley, Clark, Fiore, Coleman, and Gamble. Joe Fiore, a very good weapon as you see the men up front for the Scarlet Flyers. Gonzalez likes to throw it to Fiore out of the backfield. We'll see how that develops. First handoff of the game goes to number 33, Sean Clark, the sophomore fullback, as you take a look at the Matawan defense. Siragusa, Baker, and Bresniak up front. Baker at 6'7", 250. McLean and Garland, outstanding linebackers with Shea and Giordano, and the deep backs. Second down for the Scarlet Flyers. Here's the first carry for Scott Harley, and he stood up at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Hope you're enjoying this early action as we're just underway in the Central Jersey Group 3 title game. And right there, the Matawan Huskies making a statement to Scott Harley.
Yeah, well, first play they brought Harley as a wide receiver and kind of used him as a decoy. That time they came back and gave him the ball, and Matawan was there to take care of the play.
3rd and long. Gonzalez has time to throw. Now it breaks down and Gonzalez scrambles, and he's hit and stopped short of the first down. Number 54, Chris Shea, was there to make the play for the Huskies, and that should force a punt from Neptune.
Got a lot of people open on it downfield too, Mark. They came out in a no-back offense and had a few people open. Don't be surprised if you see them come back to that later.
A man to watch today right there, Tashin Rivera, a very good returner. Karsic gets it away, and Rivera lets it bounce again, and this will roll dead at the Matawan 11-yard line.
Ball down on the 11-yard line, first down Matawan.
So the Scarlet Flyers run 3 plays and then are forced to punt as we get underway in the Central Jersey Group 3 championship game. The Matawan Huskies like to get it done on the ground with an option game that features tailback Bob Jamieson. The quarterback is number 7, Lawrence Katz, veteran signal caller, his 2nd full year for Coach Joe Martucci at quarterback. Here's Jamieson right up the middle, and Bob Jamieson gains about 4 yards on first down. There's Lawrence Katz, 6 foot, 185-pound senior. Neptune coach John Amabile loves the way Katz handles the option. He's in the backfield along with Jamieson, Garland, Rivera, Hutchinson, and Cross. McPherson, Grievous, Horahan, Luzio, and Fazio up front, a unit that's really come together for the Huskies over the course of this year. 2nd and 6 at the 15. Jamieson again, no surprises here. The Huskies like to do it on the ground, and they could get 3 yards at a clip. That's what they'll take, Glenn.
Yeah, I think here's the defense. Go ahead.
Pierce and Spinks. Spinks in there in place of the injured Chris Sella. Moore and Douglas on the ends. McLeod, Brown, Loveland, and Hoffman. Loveland in there for the injured Ron Lyons. Johnson, Hardy, and Coleman are deep. A really stiff breeze blowing across this field, dropping temperatures that are in the 30s down into the low 20s, if not lower. 2 receivers to the near side for the Huskies on 3rd and 3. Bob Jamieson manages to dig his way forward before being tackled by Harold Brown, and it looks like a Matawan first down. Going back to that 3 yards in a cloud of dust theories, or in this case, a hunk of mud. It's just a theory that'll work.
Well, if we're talking about different factors in the game today, of course, the wind being one, but also the field is in terrible shape out in the middle. It's that's where all the water has settled, and I think you're going to see Matawan just try to pin their ears back here and go after Neptune.
4th play of this series. Katz gives off to the fullback. Tyrone Garland and Sean McLean split the duties at fullback. That time it was number 31, Sean McLean. Primarily, McLean and Garland are the blockers for Jamieson, but they'll take an odd carry now and then, and McLean was able to pick up 4 yards, bringing up 2nd and 6. Joe Martucci looking for a quick start from his team. They had a couple of games where they really came out fast, Long Branch, Red Bank Catholic, and Lakewood, and those, of course, all resulted in big Matawan wins. Jamieson running behind the block of McLean, breaks it across the 40 and the 50. Bob Jamieson in a foot race, pulled down at the 15-yard line. Catching him was number 22, Eugene Hardy, but Bob Jamieson rips off a huge run and sets the Huskies up deep in Neptune territory.
Well, you see the replay right here. He gets caught hidden in behind his big blocker there. Number 6 just gets a good position block, and he just takes it outside. A good block downfield by number 43 on a defensive back, and he does get run down here by looks like number 22.
That was Hardy. Gain of about 50 yards for Bob Jamieson. Very quickly they come to the line. This is fullback Tyrone Garland, and the state shot put champion barrels his way down to the 10. Tyrone Garland, an outstanding athlete, the New Jersey State indoor and outdoor shot put champion, defending champion. gained 6 yards on first down to bring up 2nd and 4 from just outside the 10. The Huskies with the first threat of the afternoon. And that is number 4, Charlie Rogers.
Nice fill by number 43 for Neptune on that, on the tackle.
Rogers gets his first carry. Jamison has returned to the lineup now. 5:51 left in the first quarter, no score, but the Huskies threatening at the Neptune 8-yard line. The board shows 3rd and 2. It's more of a long one, is correct. Jamison behind Garland has the first down at the 5. With senior Tyrone Garland leading the way, the Huskies are just able to keep churning out yardage. They ran right behind the center, Horahan. Here it is.
You see the good push by the right side of the line there. They have Neptune, the whole defensive line moving back. Great push by that Matawan line.
Number 69, Mike Luzio, opened up the hole for Jamison. 1st and goal at the 5. Matawan lost to Middletown South on opening day, has won 9 straight games. Here's Rivera. Tashin Rivera finds the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies.
They run a little counter action, Mark. I think Neptune's probably keying on Jamison a little bit, and Rivera gets a little counter action out of their power I set, and had a hole big enough to drive a truck through right there, and we'll see it here. Here's the counter action. Nice kick out block.
Rivera, perhaps more well known around the conference as a kick returner, showing that he's also able to get it into the end zone when given the opportunity. Wesley Garland, number 43, will hold for Dennis Jarvis on the extra point attempt, which is up and good. And with 5 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first quarter, Matawan leads 7-0.
Very important, Mark, for Neptune in this time of the game now to come back with a good drive of their own, even if they don't get any points out of it, just to get back and get the momentum back, because right now Matawan just coming off the ball and just driving Neptune's defense right off the ball. Here's an end zone shot. There's the counter action. You see the good blocking by the right side of the Matawan line, and
so now the Huskies will get set to kick off once again. A lot of action early on with 5:13 left in the first quarter. Matawan leads Neptune 7-0. Neptune was able to only run 3 plays before punting on its first possession as Jarvis kicks off again. A line drive picked up and fallen on at the 27-yard line, and that's where Neptune will have it. Once your knee hits down, you're down, and the Scarlet Flyers will take over at their own 27. A lot of mud out there today, and they're working on the shoes of big number 77, Chuck Fazio. Neptune, 8-1-1, a tie with Ocean in week 2, a loss to Middletown South 4 weeks ago. Here's Scott Harley. Across the 30, out near the 33-yard line. Shea, 54, and Baker, 48, were in on the stop. Scott Harley has done it all for the Scarlet Flyers this year. 31 touchdowns, 30 of them rushing, as 1 pass reception for a score. 2nd and 6. Harley again, running off the right side. Scott Harley spins his way forward for what looks to be Neptune's first down. That's a good sign for the Scarlet Flyers, is to see Harley find some room.
he's got great balance. We're going to see 2 great running backs today, and you can see, watch his balance right here. He'll take a pretty good shot right there. He spins off, keeps his balance. Legs are still churning.
That's number 74, Nick Siragusa, the starting nose guard coming off for the Huskies. He's been replaced by number 53, Mike Rosen. Harley did get the first down.
Looks like the chain is caught over on the other side. They're having a little trouble setting the chains.
So that's the short delay here with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Neptune has the ball 1st and 10 at its own 39-yard line, trailing 7-0. Neptune comes into this game averaging 33.8 points per game. They need some of that offense right now. Harley again, finally pulled down after a gain of nearly 5 yards. That's what Neptune does best, and right now John Amabile just saying to the Huskies defense, try to stop our best. Here he is.
So just running your basic ISO plays up at Matawan right now, and challenging them the same way that Matawan's challenging Neptune when they have the ball.
2nd and 5. Harley wins this challenge and more as he spins forward for a first down at the Huskies' 43.
Great balance.
No Matawan tackler could really get a clean shot at him as he kept spinning his way forward and finally was knocked out of bounds at the 43.
If you get a shot at, you look at Harley when he's walking, and all great running backs seem to have that same bowed legs things that like a Floyd Little, OJ, they all have that same walk about him, and it gives them great balance like that. You get to see a little bit later if you see him walking like that. It's a sign of a great running back.
Fullback Sean Clark is hit hard by number 1, Tyrone Garland, and driven backward on the first down carry. Garland in the middle of that line, number 1, a veteran of a team that won a state championship a year ago. They'll credit Clark with 1 yard, bringing up 2nd and 9. Gonzalez to throw on 2nd down, looking for number 80, Joe Fiore. Garland, number 1, was the closest to him, and the pass is incomplete.
Well, Neptune was trying to sneak their tight end. They're running an unbalanced look, and they've got the tight end to the left side here. They'll change their alignment, and the eligible receiver on this side, which would normally be a tackle position, they have their tight end lining up there. So they're obviously going with people in certain positions now to run certain plays.
Gonzalez with some pretty nice numbers on the year. Harley is pulled down on 3rd down. Number 31, inside linebacker Sean McLean came bursting through. Harley slipped up and McLean was right there. It'll be 4th down. McLean, known for his great reaction and the way he gets to the ball, and he showed you why on that play. Timeout is called with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Matawan called the timeout. We'll take a break with the score 7-0 and be back right after this. Of the day, and now a penalty flag is down. Not before it blows back 10 yards, however. You can see the breeze just whip that penalty flag 10 yards down the field.
Last time Neptune kicked, Mark, they got very close to blocking it. Don't be surprised if you see Matawan come after him here. They've gotten the Baker's on this side, and 25 is also to this side, and that's where they put the pressure on.
Jeremy Karsich, 4-year varsity player, needs to know that the Huskies are coming hard on 4th down. 25, Greg Tomczak of Matawan was the closest player to his last punt, and he's coming again, and Tomczak nearly got it. This one will roll away from number 4, Charlie Rogers, and be down inside the Matawan 10-yard line. So 2 possessions and 2 punts for the Scarlet Flyers. The Huskies will start at their own 9, but it doesn't matter that much. They started at the 11 the last time and drove it down the field for a touchdown. Tomczak, 25, gave it a nice effort, but was just a second late. So now it's up to senior quarterback Lawrence Katz to get out there once again with his club and try to drive him down the field.
Now notice Neptune, even though they didn't get anything out of that, has got field position back, and now it's up to the defense to hold him down here.
Haven't seen Katz run the option yet. He does that and does it well. Jamison running straight out of the eye has a couple of yards on first down.
Here's the replays on the ground level right now. You can see the Matawan people coming off the ball. There's a great fill coming up here by number 53. You'll see him right there filling that off tackle hole.
Second and 7. Clock running with 1:25 seconds left in the first quarter. Matawan leads Neptune 7-0. Jamison plows his way forward again. The Huskies aren't fancy, but they get the job done. And sooner or later, like Jamison did on that last possession, there's a chance that he could bust one all the way.
Both these running backs have superior balance, and also they do not go down with one tackler. They kind of give you that leg and take it away, and if you don't keep hitting them to the whistle like that, you're going to have a lot of times, as you said, they're going to break away for a long one.
3rd and 6 at the 13. Patch to throw. Pass was intended for number 15, James Langley. Hardy was right there, and that's going to bring up 4th down. And so the battle of field position becomes ever more important right now.
Short side if it's there.
The Huskies have had some adventures on their punts this year, as you see the replay of Katz's little flare-out intended for Langley.
You see that ball sail, too. That's just the way the wind's blowing, and the nose went up a little bit and really sailed on him.
All right, now here's Baker back at his goal line to kick it away. He has had some trouble this year as Haleman awaits the kick. Baker kicks this one pretty much straight up, and Neptune just going to get away from it and come out with field position at the Matawan 36-yard line. So Karsich's good punt to the 9 ends up with good Neptune field position on Baker's kick out to the 36. Very big turnaround right here.
Well, Karsich 2 times punting now. I'm not sure what his average is, but that's into the wind is what he's been kicking, whereas Baker was with the wind and kicked a short one.
First down for Dan Gonzalez and the Neptune offense, and whistles stopping play.
Matawan called a timeout, didn't have enough people on the field, so already used 2.
Joe Martucci will talk things over with his defensive players as we get set for Neptune's 3rd series, but by far the best field position Neptune has had today. Starting this drive at the Huskies' 36-yard line. Talking about Nebraska Baker, who just made that last punt for Matawan. 6'7", 250-pounder. Not hard to pick out, the tallest player on the team, head and shoulders above everybody else, and a young man that many people are watching carefully as to what his future may hold in store in terms of football. Plays defensive tackle for Joe Martucci. Across the way, John Amabile has his offense gathered around him, and will try to get something going on the 3rd possession.
I'm still waiting to see Gonzalez go to, is it Coleman, number 21, his big receiver out there. They were...
Also, Joe Fiore, senior, has done a fine job as a pass receiver this year. First down, Scott Harley. Hit by Garland, and now his friends are there, and Harley goes down at midfield. Tyrone Garland, number 1, was the first Husky there. A loss of 14 yards on the play, all the way back to midfield. As the first quarter comes to an end, Matawan has the lead, but a terrific defensive play that will spark the Huskies as we head for the second quarter.
Well, Garland shot the gap on defense, came across, forced Harley deeper, and of course when you get a situation like that, being a great back, he's still trying to make things happen. You'll see it right here. He's forcing him deeper. Now Harley tries to get even deeper, and you know, you got a situation where you really, when you get a play like that, you want to just get as much as you can.
The Central Jersey Group 3 state championship game, 2nd and 24 for the Scarlet Flyers. And that was close to being a lateral as Gonzalez was looking for number 80, Joe Fiore. The Huskies were all over that play. It's going to be 3rd and 24.
They're running a wing-back screen is what it was, and problem being, of course, Harley went out there and he attracts a crowd, and Gonzalez just pretty much threw the ball away. Good thing he did. They had a lot of defenders out there.
Neptune with 2 first downs in the first quarter, but both Scarlet Flyers possessions ended in punts. Now it's 3rd and 24 from midfield. Gonzalez off the play action gets rid of the ball to his big tight end Derek Gamble, who stays on his feet for the first down at the Huskies 14.
Well, they run waggle here, Mark, and Matawan at 2 deep, 5 under, and number 1, they're wide out to that side, ran a deep corner route. They bring the tight end across, was wide open in the middle. Obviously, the inside people, the backers, did not get back into their drops on that 5 under coverage.
Sophomore tight end Derek Gamble with the 36-yard reception. Harley hurdles the pile and gets inside the 10. Here's a look at that pass 1 play ago.
There's your 2 guards pulling. It's a waggle action. He looks deep to start. Now he sets his feet and throws a nice ball back. A nice effort after the catch here. Now he breaks 1 tackle there. Just misses another one. Touchdown saving tackle there for Matawan.
From the 9, this is Harley. Brought down by number 43, Wes Garland. The Huskies are sending 2 people after Harley on just about every play, and for the most part, they've been able to get him thus far.
Well, they've been running a little counter action and a lot of ISO to the unbalanced side here. Now they decided to go back to the short side with Harley, and Matawan was sitting right home.
3rd and 4 from the 9. And Sean Clark.
This is going to depend on the spot here.
He's going to be close. The sophomore fullback that John Amabile likes to use on 3rd down. Clark rushed for 28 yards against Ocean Township in the playoff game, and a couple of key plays.
First down. That was a great effort by Clark on that run.
1st and goal from the 5. Matawan leads 7-0. Whistles before the play. Bitter cold day at Matawan Regional High School as you take a look at the toss to sophomore Sean Clark.
Watch him stretch for the first here now. He's about 2 yards short right there. He holds on to the ball. He's squirming and just goes forward.
That's just a dynamite effort by Sean Clark. Number 96 is in there for the Huskies. We don't have a 96 on our program, so we'll need to check that as Harley goes for the goal line and got close. So we don't know who number 96 is for the Huskies, but he's been in on a couple of plays right in the middle of the line. Scott Harley got it to the 1-yard line, a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. This is a big possession for the Scarlet Flyers as they look to answer the Matawan Huskies. Harley hit and dropped at the 2. Number 31, Sean McLean, one of the backers there for Matawan. Here's a look at it. Looked like number 5, Hutchinson, was the first defender there. He got a helmet on Harley, and then Giordano and McLean finished them off. 3rd and goal from the 2.
Look off tackle right here.
Clark ahead of Harley. It's Harley. No indication from the officials, and they're short by inches. It will be 4th and goal.
Tried to cross him up and went right at Baker there, but
no doubt about it, John Amabile will take a timeout and think it over on 4th and goal. 8 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second quarter. Matawan leads Neptune 7-0 in the Central Jersey Group 3 State Championship football game. Here's the last play. This was 3rd and goal.
I'll tell you, they gambled on the fact that Baker would be slanting to the play side there where they thought they were going to go, and they came back and got a nice block on him, but they got a good fill by their linebacker.
Good crowd on hand today in the town they call Huskyville, USA. Matawan with a lot of football tradition, trying to win back-to-back state titles. Early in the game, this is a big one. 4th and goal from the 1. The Matawan crowd up to rally the defense. Gotta believe Harley would get it for Neptune.
I would think so. I was surprised they didn't go to the right side off tackle last time. Let's see if they go. They're usually going to go to their best lineman.
4th and goal. No, it's Gonzalez on the sneak.
He's in.
Touchdown. They kept it in the hands of senior quarterback Dan Gonzalez, and Gonzalez gets over from the 1.
Excellent call there, Mark. They went to split backs, and Matawan, of course, looking. You can see them playing the off tackle holes and just get a good push by the center and the 2 guards, and he gets in.
Jeremy Karsich will attempt the extra point. Gonzalez will hold. And the kick by Karsich is good. We're tied at 7.
26 remaining in the first half. Matawan 7, Neptune 7.
A nice drive by the Scarlet Flyers. 64 yards, and remember, they had a 3rd and 24 and converted on a 36-yard pass from Gonzalez to Gamble that brought it to the 14. Gonzalez scores from the 1. They are down and dirty today. It's a mud bath out there. And now it'll be Matawan getting the ball back.
Cross him.
Rogers back receive for the Huskies.
8 minutes and 26 seconds left in the second quarter as Jeremy Karsich gets set to kick off for the Scarlet Flyers. Kicked short and bobbled at the 27. Baker is knocked down by number 80, Joe Fiore. That's where the Huskies will go on offense.
Matawan ball first down on their own 31-yard line.
First possession for the Huskies here in the second quarter. Baker at 6'7", 250. Matawan will start at its own 31-yard line. A lot of action early on. Mark Rossman and Glenn Davis, hope you're enjoying it as we start out with Lawrence Katz. First time we've seen the option, and here's Katz.
Look out.
This is what he does well to the 45, the 50, and knocked out of bounds by Jamar Hoffman. That concerned Neptune coach John Amabile because Katz makes you go for the ball. He's got Jamison behind him, but that time the senior turned it upfield.
Well, you see, they sell it out quick here. Comes across the guy who's designed to take the quarterback, misses the tackle on the backfield, and of course, Katz is put together pretty well for a quarterback and finishes off the run.
Got it out to the Huskies 48, so they had marked them back a couple of yards. Either way, it was a 17-yard gain and a first down. Jamison was stopped at the line and was still able to pound his way forward for 4 or 5 yards. The Scarlet Flyers had a hold of him, but Jamison kept those legs pumping and made something out of it.
A bad part of the field right now is it's real wet and sloppy out there, but see if they come back to that option play that was successful on first down.
Bob Jamison, number 24, came into the game having rushed for 1,524 yards. Gaudy average of over 8 yards a carry. 2nd and 5. Here's Sean McLean, number 31. And McLean will be stopped a couple of yards short of the first down. Big senior fullback, Sean McLean, also an inside linebacker. Not a bad couple of guys to have as your fullbacks. Your two linebackers, McLean and Garland, also split the fullback duties.
Both hard-nosed kids, I'll tell you, they really come after you.
3rd and 3 at the Neptune 44. Jamison was the first back through that time.
You put Jamison at fullback and Rivera to tail on that and just hit him with a quick pop on a dive.
Waiting for the official indication as you see the replay. John Amabile said during the week, Neptune uses so many different sets and formations, and we've seen a bunch of them already. Check it, I mean Matawan, and we've seen those already with Jamison running from both the fullback and tailback spots and Katz running the option.
But basically, Mark, what you're getting is the same play out of a lot of formations, which you have to make adjustments defensively because of giving up a soft corner or maybe creating an off-tackle hole or something to that effect when they spread you out a little bit. But basically, you're going to see everything that they do are the same, probably 4 or 5 the same plays that they will run out of every formation.
The Huskies did get the first down at the 41. Short pop on first down. Matawan rushes for 250 yards a game, passing for 45, and that carry was good for about 3. 2nd and 7. Part of the large crowd on hand today.
Well, you got to be a great fan to come out here as cold as it is and as windy as it is too.
We're up in a nice enclosed press box. It is chilly outside. 2nd and 7. Here's Tashin Rivera, and he's pulled down. Number 78, Dalton Douglas, made the play for the Scarlet Flyers.
Good penetration from the backside on the counter action. I would probably think all week Neptune would work on that counter action when the offside guard and tackle pulled to run counter like that. They're getting in their hip pocket to chase the play, and he's got enough quickness to run it down from behind that way.
Douglas knocked Rivera for a loss of 2 to set up 3rd and 9 at the 39. Katz on the option, pulled down short of the first down. Joe Martucci will have a decision on 4th and 2 at the Neptune 32.
I don't think it's going to be much of a decision here. They're going to go 2 tights here. Baker's coming in. They're going to go 2 tights, probably power eye, and don't be surprised if you see a little counter action if Rivera's in there or possibly Jamison carrying the ball.
Jamison is at fullback. Rivera behind him. 4th and 2. Katz on the option, keeps it, and has the first down at the 29.
That was a design play. They loaded up the right side. Baker came in as a wing back, and they just ran load option that way, and the quarterback was just going to keep it all the way. I don't think there was any chance of seeing a pitch on that. Baker
using that size to help block for Katz. A first down, they'll mark it at the 30-yard line, and the clock runs with 3:50 left in the second quarter. We're tied at 7 in the Central Jersey Group 3 championship game. Jamison off left tackle, to the 26. This is a nice drive by the Huskies. That was the 9th play of the drive, which began at their own 31-yard line with 8:22 left in the quarter. We're now moving down to the 3:22 mark, so it's a 5-minute drive, keeping Gonzalez and the Scarlet Flyers offense on the sidelines.
All into the wind, too, which with Neptune, with Gonzalez having that arm, keeping the ball away from Neptune so that they're able to come up with a big play with the wind.
This drive is now over 5 minutes. 2nd and 6. The toss to Tashin Rivera. Slipping one tackle, and he has the sidelines. Rivera cuts back and goes in. 26 yards for Tashin Rivera. He scores his 2nd touchdown of the day.
Here's the play. It's a toss. You see Rivera gets outside. He's got good quickness. He'll make one person miss there, and he makes a nice move and breaks a tackle down here as he gets on about the 5-yard line. Right there, makes a miss a tackle. Good strength getting in for a touchdown.
Well, we talked about Bob Jamieson in the opener, but the touchdowns today have been scored by Rivera. Wesley Garland couldn't handle a low snap, and he's covered by the Scarlet Flyers, and that leaves the score at 13-7 in favor of Matawan with 2:58 left in the 2nd quarter.
That point may loom very big later on in the ball game. We'll see. We'll see if Neptune can move the ball on Matawan the way they did last set of downs.
That was a 10-play drive, 69 yards, using up over 5 minutes. And one more look for Tashin Rivera, senior, running out of the tailback spot.
Great block right there. We saw it on the replay. I'm not sure who that was. Probably your fullback finishing people off. I know Baker had a great block on the from the end spot.
Hoffman had a chance at him at the 9, but Rivera goes in for the score. You never know how it's going to break down in a championship football game. Sometimes it's not the names you expect. Today it's been Tashin Rivera. This one off the chest of a Neptune player and covered at the 37-yard line. So nearly a problem on the kickoff.
Well, they're moving Harley around again now, and they're just squibbing in any way they can just keep the ball away from him.
Sacrificing some field position to keep it out of the hands of Scott Harley. Neptune will take over at its own 38-yard line with 2:50 left in the 2nd quarter.
See if they come back to that waggle look that they did earlier for a big play.
They start out with Harley running wide. Harley just running out of tackles and running for 10 yards. There's a penalty flag down on the play.
They're getting a clip, I think.
Tyrone Garland
Holding.
nearly had Harley in the backfield, but it's going to come back. Running wide is a dangerous thing to do with crashing linebackers like Garland and McLean. And there's Tyrone Garland slipping off of Harley. And he slips a tackle from number 50, Horahan. But it all comes back. Ball is moved back to the Neptune 32-yard line. 1st and 16. 2:37 left in the half. Matawan with a 6-point lead, 13-7. Gonzalez to throw if he can. Pressured out of bounds, number 55, Glenn Giordano, was putting some heat on Gonzalez. Baker, 48, was chasing him from the backside.
Good change of pace, though. Big weapon you have as a quarterback rolling out. You'll see him right here. He threatens the pass all the way, which keeps the defense at bay a little bit. You'll see Baker chasing from behind like this now. He's sending people downfield, but watch him. He lifts it up, gets the defender a little bit off balance, and gets what he can out of the play.
2nd and 9. Harley across the 40, the 45, smack down at the 47-yard line. Jamison 24 and Hutchinson number 5 were there.
Mark, we stood on that field. Here's a replay. I'm amazed that these two kids running the ball have the balance that they do on this kind of a field. It was sloppy out there in the middle.
3rd and 1. 8-yard pickup by Harley. Can he do it on 3rd down? Looks like he can. To midfield for Neptune, 1st down. Nice recovery by the Scarlet Flyers after the holding penalty made it 1st and 16. And this is Scott Harley picking up a 1st down.
Just blocking on the left side. Doing a pretty good job of blocking Baker.
1st and 10 from midfield. 1:45 left. Harley to the wide side. A 1st down and more before it goes out of bounds at the Huskies' 30-yard line.
Harley went out of bounds.
Pickup of nearly 20 yards for Scott Harley. He's warmed up.
First down, Neptune. Huskies 38-yard line.
Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. They're going to bring it back to the 38. It goes as a gain of 12. Harley marked out there. Nevertheless, a 1st down for Neptune as the Scarlet Flyers continue the drive. Gonzalez in some trouble and brought down by number 4, Charlie Rogers, and number 50, Jerry Horahan.
It's that waggle run that Ocean Township has made famous in their offense over the years. You'll see it right here. Comes the guards, and it's a designed run, but Matawan does a great job. 50 gets upfield, takes out the interference.
Garland again, number 1, in the backfield. Really broke up that play, and then Hutchinson and Horahan come over to get the glory, but Tyrone Garland, number 1 at linebacker, having a tremendous game thus far. 2nd and 20. We're under a minute in the 1st half. Gonzalez lets it fly, intended for number 1, Albert Johnson. And the pass is incomplete, stopping the clock with 51 seconds left. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. And a big play right here for Neptune. Matawan still has a timeout left, and if Neptune runs the ball, the Huskies could use that final timeout to try to force a punt. Let's see what develops on 3rd and 20. Gonzalez looking for Coleman. The pass is picked off. Hutchinson brings it back inside Neptune territory all the way to the 42. As the pass was intended for Coleman, at the end of the play, Neptune looked like it may have stolen the ball back from Hutchinson. And let's see what
they're pointing 1st down. I think Neptune has it back.
Unbelievable play by the Scarlet Flyers. Yep. Hutchinson brought it back 30 yards, and at the end of the play, the Scarlet Flyers stole it back. Here's a look at it on the replay. Hutchinson stepped right in front of Coleman.
Let's see where they steal it back here.
Boy, that was nearly disastrous on 3rd and 20.
Right there.
So how about that for a momentum changer? John Amabile over on the sidelines was right in front of that play as it happened. And a big break for the Scarlet Flyers, as it may have been Harley who was able to wrestle the ball away from Robert Hutchinson.
A lot of credit, Mark, to the officials, too, for being in proper position to make that call.
We'll take a break and be back right after this. Tune at the 44. Here's a little toss to number 81, Rob Robinson. We haven't seen Robinson much this year, although we've done quite a few Neptune games, and a little flip from Gonzalez doesn't produce much. It stops the clock with 29 seconds left. This series starts over again for Neptune after Hutchinson's interception and then Harley's stealing the ball away. So it was a 1st down play at the 44.
Baker played that very well on defense. Stayed home, did not bite on the flow.
But a big play here as an unsportsmanlike conduct foul called against Matawan, and this will move the ball up. I said it was number 81, Robinson. It could have been 21, Coleman. The Scarlet Flyers going with the light gray numbers on the white uniforms today. A little tough to see the numbers. Might have been Coleman on that last carry. Nevertheless, a first down here inside Husky territory at the 40-yard line. Keep in mind the Scarlet Flyers have the little hook and lateral play in their arsenal. We've seen it before. Gonzalez gets rid of the ball, intended for Coleman, off his hands at the 24. There's Brian Coleman with that familiar number 21.
Well, still the guy that's been open is their tight end. The backside drag has been was open on that play again.
Coleman heads off, and Albert Johnson comes on for a second down play at the Matawan 40. 23 seconds left in the half. The Huskies lead 13-7. Gonzalez under a rush, and he's brought down. Baker, 48, was there. Neptune calls timeout with 12 seconds left as big Nebraska Baker, 6'7", 250 pounds, comes over. A 3-year starter for Joe Martucci and a presence at defensive tackle. We don't see too many teams that we cover using a 3-man front, but with a tackle like Baker up there, the Huskies are able to do it. 13-7, we'll be right back. Sacked by Baker from midfield. Final 10 seconds of the quarter. Gonzalez still trying to make something happen. He gets rid of it, and the ball is knocked to the ground with 3 seconds left. Number 7, Lawrence Katz, inserted at defensive back, was able to break it up. There is a flag down, however, at the 45. An eligible man downfield against Neptune. Here's the replay.
Watch him hum this ball up.
That's got some zip on it. That pass looks fast in slow motion. And
yes, it does.
Katz with a nice play to break it up. Joe Martucci, in his 9th year as the head coach at Matawan, a record of 72 wins, 18 losses, and 1 tie. A couple of state championships to his credit. Looking for his 3rd state title today. The call against Neptune was an ineligible receiver downfield. The ball is put back at the Neptune 46-yard line with 3 seconds showing on the clock. Looks like it'll be 3rd and 24. It should be the final play of the half. Scott Harley has it. And Harley goes down at the Huskies' 40-yard line. That'll do it for the first half. Matawan only had the ball once in the second quarter, but the Huskies were able to drive it 10 plays and 69 yards, and will take a 13-7 lead into the locker room at the end of the first half in the Central Jersey Group 3 state championship game. Today, it's a rematch of that one. Harley, 59 yards, Jamison, 88 yards in this game, but remember that 57 of Jamison's 88 yards came on 1 run. Rivera with 2 touchdowns to lead the Huskies. This is Sean McLean returning Jeremy Karsich's kick to the 41-yard line. And here's the touchdown that gave Matawan the lead, a 26-yard run by Tashin Rivera with 2:58 left in the first half. Broke it to the outside and took it down the line. Rivera with some nice moves, also scored on a 5-yard run. And Matawan leads 13-7 as we start the third quarter. Mark Rossman along with Glenn Davis. Glad you could join us. Lawrence Katz is the Matawan quarterback. He's number 7. He gives to Bob Jameson. And Jameson just burrows his way out to the 45. Lawrence Katz hasn't thrown much today, 0 for 1, but this is what he had done coming into the game. He doesn't throw a lot, but when he did this year, it was with great effectiveness, 479 yards and 16 yards of completion. Glenn, most coaches would take that.
Well, very efficient, and of course, as Coach Amabia was talking about, he feared him because of his leadership qualities and the fact that he runs the option so well, which is really more of an important tangible than being able to throw the ball sometimes.
2nd and 5 at the 45. Here's Tashin Rivera. Rivera hit in the backfield and brought down by number 21, Brian Coleman. Coleman with a nice charge from his safety position was able to knock Rivera to the ground.
Well played by number 3 on that side, who did a nice job.
McLeod
did a nice job containing on that little Statue of Liberty play. You can see it right there. He doesn't make the tackle, but he slows it up enough so the pursuit's able to get him.
Tashin Rivera getting his chance to shine for the Huskies today. Lost a couple. It'll be 3rd and 6.
And watch that same option here. They had ran the load option with Baker running like a slot look here. Watch and see if they run option this way.
Baker's in there, number 48. On the right side of the line, the strong side. On 3rd and 6 at the 44. That's the way they go. Baker takes his man out, and Katz has the first down and more across midfield to the Neptune 48. Exactly the play they ran, and Baker's block led the way for quarterback Lawrence Katz to come up with the Matawan first down.
You'll see it again here now. Baker just arcs out. The fullback kicks the end out. They arc on the outside, contain man, and Katz just keeps the ball. They ran the load option before on a key play for first down. They came back to it right there.
That was an 8-yard pickup for senior quarterback Lawrence Katz, who has directed Matawan to 9 straight victories after an opening day loss to Middletown South. Fumble on the play. It's picked up and going nowhere as the fullback is hit and dropped for a 2-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 12. Tyrone Garland, number 1, was buried on top of the ball in all that mud. It's wet, it's cold, and it's muddy. Tyrone Garland, 6'1", 225 pounds, the defending indoor and outdoor state shot put champion. 2nd and 12 from midfield. Guess that's the meaning of the old phrase, here's mud in your eye. Tyrone Garland found that out the hard way on that first down play. Penalty flag was thrown here. Not a lot of penalties in the game, but this one will go against the Huskies.
It's a tough one. We've seen a lot of that this year, Mark, with once the center puts his hand on the ball like that, and the ball is set in play, they can't have any kind of movement whatsoever, and the center can't reset himself. I'm not sure whether that was the case there, but I know we've seen a lot of it this year in our games.
Of course, Glenn Davis, the assistant coach at Jackson High School, working with us today for this coverage of TV 34 in the Central Jersey Group 3 title game. 2nd and 17 after the penalty. Katz to throw, looking for Rivera. Penalty flag thrown at the 30. It was man-on-man coverage, and the pass was intended for number 30, Tashin Rivera. There's a penalty flag down.
That ball wasn't catchable, but he still was holding him all the way down the sideline.
Offensive interference, and it was whistled against number 1, Albert Johnson of Neptune. There's Johnson. He had single coverage on Rivera, and you'll see the end of it. Let's see Lawrence Katz take a stick right at the end. Ben Pierce was in on it, and Johnson whistled for the interference. That gives Matawan a first down at the Neptune 40-yard line with 8 minutes and 56 seconds left in the third quarter. Matawan would be content to drive a couple of minutes more off the clock. Here's Bob Jameson. Jameson pulled down after a 1-yard gain.
It's one of those many formations that Matawan's been running. They ran some unbalance with the twins out here, and Neptune was up to the task there. They're getting great feel from their linebackers right now. They're coming up and just creating a pile. It's just that Matawan's strength, they just continue to drive off the ball and get a couple of yards every time they come up there.
Dalton Douglas, number 78, was at the bottom of the last pile, stuffing Jamison after a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9. The toss to Jamison, hit, and he goes down near the 35. Good penetration. It looked like it was number 47, Jumar Hoffman.
35-yard line.
Jamison fell forward for about 4. Sean McLean, the fullback, came up a little bit limping on the play. Let's see if we could see it.
It's his shoulder, I think. He's holding his shoulder. Let's see what happens there. Probably get a little stinger right there.
That was the block. Hoffman on McLean.
Yeah.
Jamison got the ball to the 35. It's 3rd and 5. Key play for the Huskies in this drive, the 7th play of the drive. The toss to Jamison. He absorbs a hit and still manages to pick up about 2 yards.
Boy, 3 was coming hard again on that, the defensive end to that side, doing a fine job for Neptune.
That's number 3, Khalid McLeod, senior, right there. And his hit on Jamison stopped this one short of the first down. Let's see it.
Ball on the 34-yard line.
McLeod was the first one there. It's going to be 4th and 3, and Matawan wants a timeout.
Timeout.
With 7 minutes and 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. This drive by the Huskies has already used up 4 minutes and 44 seconds, and Neptune may not have that many opportunities in this half. Every time the Scarlet Flyers get their hands on the ball, Glenn, they're going to have to make something of it, trailing as they do by 6 points.
Well, that's Coach Ben, of course, has been Coach Martucci's philosophy here for years. They get these big physical kids. They just come at you. They play good defense, and they don't usually beat themselves with mistakes. Their game plan is very simple. They stick to it, and they just are very physical. The phrase that they've coined over there with House of Pain is literally what they try to live by. They just come at you, and of course that's gone back all the way to the years when I was a young high schooler up in Madison, when they had Rizzo and the single wing football. Up here was the same kind of football. They just came at you all the time.
The Neptune Scarlet Flyers got to this game with a victory over Ocean Township a couple of weeks ago on TV 34. 4th down play in the Huskies.
There's that same formation. Let's see if they come to that option again.
Come to the line with Baker, the tight end, strong to the right side. They run it that way. Rogers bobbled the ball, may have lost it.
Neptune's got it.
Neptune has the ball on a 4th down play. Coming up with it was senior linebacker number 53, Harold Brown. So Martucci went for it on 4th down, wanted to go with the sophomore Charlie Rogers, and Rogers had some trouble with the pitch. The Scarlet Flyers get it back with 6:55 left in the 3rd quarter. 1st down at their own 35. Here's Scott Harley. Harley to the 40 and knocked down at the 43. Gain of 8 for Scott Harley. Matawan was able to hold on to the ball for 5 minutes and 1 second. And now it's Harley, the junior, and his offensive teammates back on. Scott Harley came into this game having rushed for 2,017 yards. And Harley again on 2nd down has the 1st down and more as he's inside Matawan territory at the Huskies' 48-yard line. You've got to love action like this. As Scott Harley on 2 plays gets it to the Huskies' 48-yard line.
Just look at this cut on this field. I'll tell you, these 2 kids are really showing me something with this kind of a field, being able to cut the way they do.
On 1st down, they go back to Harley, and he's knocked down by number 5, Robert Hutchinson.
Well, Matawan, if they want to stop this, is going to have to come up with a big play defensively here, because Neptune is definitely psyched up now that they've gotten the ball back.
Hutchinson is a force in the defensive backfield. He intercepted a pass earlier on, and he can also come up and make the tackles as you saw on that play. 2nd and 6. The bread and butter right now with Scott Harley carrying the ball. Harley rushed for 1,070 yards last year as a sophomore. Came into this game having rushed for 2,017. 3rd and 2. Harley might have been stopped short. It looked like number 50, Jerry Horahan, came up to make the play for the Huskies. It will be 4th down at the 40-yard line. Neptune trailing 13-7. Horahan not scheduled to be a two-way player today for Joe Martucci.
So they go quarterback sneak again here, let's say.
Nope, they give it to Harley on 4th down. Harley falls forward. And
this is going to be interesting, Mark.
Going to be very close. He had his back to the line of scrimmage when he started to fall forward.
I don't think he's got it. He's going to be short. He's short. They'll measure, Mark, but I think he's short here.
Once again, a nice charge by the front 3 on the Huskies defense. Now it's just up to the chain gang. 4.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. The Matawan crowd likes the effort of the Huskies defense. And the Neptune defense knows there's still some work to be done.
I'll tell you, defensive charge of Matawan was definitely there on that play. They substituted 74, came in at nose guard and did a nice job.
That was Siragusa, who was the starter. He was shaken up, but he was back in for the big 4th down play. And now it's Matawan ball at their own 39 as the Huskies start this series with Bob Jamison. Jamison has rushed for over 100 yards 8 times this year. The only times he did not go over 100 yards were the first game of the year when he had 17 against Middletown South, and then against Brick Memorial when he had 88 yards against a pretty good Brick Memorial team.
Somebody's going to break out very soon, Mark, and you're going to see a big gainer here, whether it be a pass or a run, because they're really attacking defensively both ways.
2nd and 6. Jamison with a block from McLean. Jamison to the 49.
About a yard short.
Albert Johnson, number 1, pulled him down. It'll be 3rd and 1 at the Matawan 48-yard line. They need the 49 for the 1st down. Neptune looking to stop him right here. And that carry is good for a 1st down.
Whistle's not blown.
Rivera broke out of the pile, and Tashin Rivera knocked out at the 30-yard line. He kept going and bounced off that pile. And Tashin Rivera has been doing it all for the Huskies today.
You watch it here. That's one of those plays where everybody just stops. They think they have him here, and the whistle's not blown. Right here, he's up in the air. He comes down. You can see the official is almost ready to make the call there, and doesn't.
24-yard carry for senior Tashin Rivera. He has scored the 2 Matawan touchdowns. Matawan calls timeout with 2:44 left in the 3rd quarter. Something not right before this 1st down call, and rather than risk it.
Well, they only had 10 people on the field, is what the problem was.
That was definitely not right. So rather than running the play with 10 men, they call a timeout. The Huskies have 1 left now. But the clock is down to 2:44 left in the 3rd quarter.
Amazing how this game, with the momentum swings that you get in it.
On a play like that, when Neptune looked to have Rivera stopped, he was able to bounce right off the pile. We've seen Scott Harley do that for Neptune a couple of times this year, but today it's Tashin Rivera coming up with the big plays for Matawan. One more time, out of the wishbone look.
This Just tries to go over the top right here. Watch him now. He comes down and he puts that hand down. Shows great balance. Everybody's just kind of looking around thinking that the play was dead. He breaks out of there.
Finally, Eugene Hardy, number 22, knocked him out of bounds. First down, Matawan at the Neptune 28-yard line. Here's Rivera again. And this time he's pulled down. There's a penalty flag down at the 20.
It's probably going to be a hold. Clip.
Tim Moore, number 43, with a nice effort on the last play for the Scarlet Flyers. The 5'8", 180-pound senior has been a stalwart at defensive end all year for John Amabile and for defensive coordinator Carl Mayo. And Tim Moore coming up big that time as Rivera was stopped in his tracks. Apparently, the Huskies coaches have seen something with Rivera that's working, and they're going with Rivera. Not that Jamison isn't doing the job, but Rivera's got that little spark today, and perhaps Neptune is just over-concentrating too much on Jamison.
Well, what they were talking about earlier with the Neptune coaches about the many different formations, they're just moving people around, and it's just it screws up the defense is what it does.
1st and 20 after the clip from the 42. Katz wants to throw it, gets rid of it to Rivera. He makes the catch at the 22-yard line.
Boy, there's that efficiency you're talking about. Stood in there very nicely and hums that ball right in there.
Tashin Rivera, number 30, with the catch at the, well, let's call it the 23. A gain of 15 yards.
It's a well-thrown ball right there.
It is 2nd and 5. Katz on the keep. Lawrence Katz to the outside, to the 10, to the 5, and knocked out of bounds. The Huskies will have a 1st and goal. On the option, the senior quarterback, Katz, turned Hoffman up the field and then got outside and takes it to the 5. Jamar Hoffman came back to run him down, but not before Katz picked up a 1st down.
77 with a great block on the outside. That's what sprung that play.
Chuck Fazio. We'll call it 1st and goal at the 6. The Huskies leading 13-7, and they want more. Rivera, can he score again? Stopped at the 1. Tashin Rivera, trying for his 3rd touchdown, was stopped a yard or so short as the clock continues to run with 1 minute and 20 seconds left.
Carlin with a nice block. Look at all that blocking downfield. I'll tell you, they do a nice job coming off the ball.
High school quarters are 12 minutes long. Neptune has had the ball for 2 minutes and 25 seconds this quarter. The Scarlet Flyers were stopped on downs at the Huskies 39, and the rest of the quarter, the ball's been in the hands of the Matawan Huskies. 2nd and goal. Tyrone Garland is in. A touchdown for the senior fullback, Tyrone Garland, makes it 19-7 with 54 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
That line surge is something else, I'll tell you. We had talked earlier in the game about the fact that Matawan, Jamison in the running game had come on so strong as the season wore on, and remember discussing early in the game, early in the season, I should say, with Martucci talking about his line and the fact that he wasn't sure what they could do, and I'll tell you, from what I've seen today, they've really come a long way.
Going for 2 points. Here's Jamison, and Jamison scores. That makes it 21-7. Bob Jamison in for the 2-point conversion.
54 seconds remaining in the 3rd period.
Joe Martucci can perhaps breathe a little easier now with a 2-touchdown lead and his defense playing well as Bob Jamison scores to make it 21-7. That Matawan drive, 7 plays, 61 yards, 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Tyrone Garland scored on a 2-yard run to give the Huskies a 2-touchdown lead. Jarvis boots it right down the middle. It's off a Neptune player and out of bounds.
He touched it, so it's going to be right there.
It'll be Neptune ball at the 21-yard line. The Scarlet Flyers need to get it going here with 54 seconds left in the third quarter of the Central Jersey Group 3 State Sectional Championship game.
You know, we don't often talk about it, but I have to make the comment that this is one of the best officiated games I've seen in a long time, too. They're, you know, when they're not real visible and they're making the right calls, I'll tell you, they've done a fine job today. Gonzalez gives to Harley on first down. Harley ran out of one tackle and got back near the line of scrimmage. Number 55, Glenn Giordano, nearly had Harley in the backfield, and only his great speed and moves were able to get Scott Harley back to the line of scrimmage, and in fact even helped him pick up 1 yard. They've been doing that all game, Mark. They seem to be keen on the guards, or if there's anyone pulling, they're shooting gaps with the backers, and of course they've got enough athletic ability that in most cases they've been right in Harley's face, which is forcing him deeper and wider, and then the pursuit's catching up to him. 2nd and 9, 15, 14, 13 seconds left in the third quarter as the clock continues to run. Harley is hit by Giordano and brought down. Glenn Giordano, injured for part of the year, but in there today and fired up as he makes the play on Scott Harley for a loss of 2. There is a flag down on what was the final play of the third quarter. Let's wait for the call. It's on Neptune. The reaction of the Matawan players tells you that. And now the Matawan Huskies will be just 12 minutes away from defending their state championship. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Scarlet Flyers. And there's senior quarterback Lawrence Katz. Doesn't get a lot of notoriety, but he does his job. I'll tell you what, John Amabile sure noticed the job he did. That's all he would talk about on the phone the other night. He said, we've got to watch out for Katz. He really runs that offense well. 3 quarters are in the books at Matawan as the Huskies go after a state title and Neptune tries to mount the comeback. Is knocked down. It was 3rd and 21 because the penalty was tacked on. And now it's going to be 4th down. Matawan leading Neptune 21-7 in the 4th quarter of this Central Jersey Group 3 championship game. Jeremy Karsich will kick to Tashin Rivera, number 30. Rivera back at his own 45. Karsich it high and turns over to Rivera at his own 49. Tashin Rivera, they know about him. He can motor, and Rivera is pulled down by the Scarlet Flyers after a return of just a yard. Joe Fiore, number 80, one of the Scarlet Flyers there. Tashin Rivera not able to do much with the Karsich kick, but what is important right now will be that Matawan has the ball and the lead. They had a wall set up to the other side to Neptune's sideline, but he decided to come this way, and just nice coverage. It's tough to bring down, though. You can see him still up there. 11-14 left in the ball game. Let's see how long Matawan can hang on to it, or if Neptune can take it back. Katz runs the option to the 44. A little frustration on the part of Neptune right now. The Matawan linemen are just wearing them down a little bit and coming off the ball just as hard as they were in the beginning. And hope everyone contains their emotions here a little bit. It's been too good a ball game to see anything happen here.
Neptune's only score came in the second quarter on a 1-yard run by Gonzalez. Now, however, it's up to the defense, which has been led all year by senior Harold Brown, to try to make something happen. 2nd and 4, time a factor. 11:09 to play. Matawan up by 2 touchdowns. Katz keeps it for a gain of 1.
63, nice play.
63 is the sophomore defensive tackle Ben Pierce, been a starter the whole way, meaning this whole season, and has played exceptionally well. John Amabile saying he's turned out to be a dynamite player. And Pierce was able to wrap up Katz after a gain of 1. 3rd and 3. Neptune needs to get its hands on the ball. Jamison won't let him do it yet, as Jamison has what looks to be a first down. There is a penalty flag down. There's a penalty flag down, so hold it right here. Neptune players and the officials indicate it is against the Huskies.
I'll tell you, McLeod has been very impressive on defense, though. He penetrated and almost made the tackle in the backfield on that play, which could have been a real big play defensively. As it turns out, they're going to get a chance to stop him here 3rd and long.
It'll be 3rd and 10. McLeod, the senior, playing a strong game. You know, it's been a couple of long Matawan drives that have done it. The Huskies have picked and picked and picked. Katz fumbled the ball and covers it. It'll be 4th down.
I'll tell you, with that field the way it is, I'm surprised we haven't seen a lot of that today, Mark. They've really done a fine job of holding on to the ball, making their cuts, exchanges, everything that both these teams have done today. It's been a real tribute to them and the discipline of both ball clubs.
Matawan scoring drives in this game, as you see Sean Haleman back to receive a kick from Baker. Matawan scoring drives in this game: 6 plays, 441, 10 plays, 504, and 7 plays, 336. So the Huskies, for the most part, have been able to hold on to the ball. Baker boots it and gets off a good kick. Haleman fields it at his 21. Haleman is brought down by number 35, Tony Washington. That was only the 2nd punt of the game for the Huskies. And now Matawan, check it, Neptune will take over with 9:34 left in the 4th quarter. Neptune will start out at its own 26-yard line. Gonzalez should have the wind at his back. It's been a crossfield breeze for most of the way, however. Scott Harley on 1st down gains a couple. Scott Harley has been over 200 yards 5 games this season, 9 games over 100 yards. His best game was against Howell, 305 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a great back.
Just a junior.
That's the thing that I'm sure makes most coaches shudder, the thought of having to face him another year.
And his big fullback, Sean Clark, will be back too. He's just a sophomore. 2nd and 7. Clock running. 8:46 left in the game. Matawan leads 21-7. Harley again looking to break the big one as he's out near the 34. They're banking on the fact that Harley could bust one here and that then they could cut it to 1 touchdown and get the ball back, but it's hard to count on a 70-yard run. That's what Harley had coming into the game, 30 touchdowns and 1 more as a receiver.
Got a penalty. I think Matawan was offsides.
Some words at the end of that play, but got to keep everything calm right here. The Huskies leading 21-7. Let's take a look at it.
It looked like the nose guard might have jumped.
Coming into the game for Matawan is the big freshman, number 96, Crossim Johnson. Johnson, number 96, getting a chance to play in a game he'll remember a long time. He's just a freshman. It is a Neptune 1st down however, at the 40-yard line. Here's Sean Clark to the 45. So Neptune electing to stay on the ground with 7:55 left in the fourth quarter.
Starting to lull him a little bit, though.
Yeah, we haven't seen that favorite combination yet. Gonzalez to Fiore, which the Scarlet Flyers like to run. Fiore lines up as the wingback. Gonzalez on a keep to midfield and brought down at the Matawan 48. We were isoing the side that Gonzalez was running to, and here's the Matawan defense over there. Garland, number 1, is going to pursue. Tyrone Garland, number 1, making the stop. What a great inside linebacker on the high school level, Tyrone Garland. And don't know if his future lies in football or track, but whatever it is, it looks bright. And so does the future for number 48, Nebraska Baker, trying to pump himself up as the Neptune fans try to get back into it. 1st and 10 at midfield. That's Harley in motion on 1st down. Gonzalez for Fiore. He's got him. Joe Fiore at the 10 and knocked down at the 7. So the play we mentioned a minute ago, Gonzalez loves to throw it to his senior wingback, Joe Fiore, and they do that time. 43 yards and a 1st down.
They lulled him right here. What they do is they run Harley in motion. They get good separation. They run a guy on a post. They run Fiore in the dead zone between it. There's no coverage right there because they had him spread out.
1st down. The Scarlet Flyers with Harley to the 5. 7 minutes and 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Timeout signaled with 7:05 left as the officials set the ball at the 3. So this is big right here as the Scarlet Flyers trying to get back within a touchdown, and the 43-yard completion from Gonzalez to Fiore. John Amabile loves the way Joe Fiore plays the game. Runs his routes well, blocks well on the run, comes up with the big catch when you need it, as you saw a minute ago. 2nd and goal from the 3. Clock running again. We're under 7 minutes. Harley to the end zone and a touchdown. Well, John Amabile's club is back in it with 6:53 to play on a 3-yard run for Scott Harley. Seven-play, 74-yard drive ends with Harley's 3-yard blast.
Great execution on that touchdown.
Critical extra point coming up here. Jeremy Karsich, the senior, to attempt it from the hold of Dan Gonzalez. And the kick is up and good. And with 6 minutes and 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter, it is 21-14. Karsich 2 of 2 on extra points today. Drawing the Scarlet Flyers within a touchdown, and that was big. Neptune with a nice drive, keyed by the 43-yard completion from Gonzalez to Fiore. Now John Amabile will see if his defense can hold Matawan. They're trying to get fired up over there.
This could be very important now, this kickoff, to see what kind of field position Matawan gets because of distance that they're going to have to go and how much time they're going to have to run off the clock here.
Keep in mind that the Huskies have one of the premier kick returners in the Shore Conference, Tashin Rivera. There he is at his own 5-yard line. Very important right here. Garland fumbled it, and Baker falls on it at the 30. So they keep it away from Rivera, and Baker covers it at the Matawan 30-yard line with 6:50 left in the fourth quarter.
First down, 30-yard line.
That's not bad. No return and pretty good position.
Jeremy Karsich, number 4, would love to end his scholastic career with a state championship. He's been an important member of John Amabiel's clubs at Neptune for 4 years, but now it's up to the D to take it away from Lawrence Katz and the Huskies. 2 wide receivers to the near side on first down, and they run it with Tashin Rivera.
It's a clip.
There's a penalty flag down as Rivera is wrapped up by Coleman. One of the wide receivers came back and tried to block a Neptune defender, and that might have been where the flag went down. It is a clip against the Huskies.
You see it at the end. You get a toss play right here, and the outside receiver, you see him go out right here. I don't know whether we're going to see the clip. It should be right there. There's the clip. That is a big one.
Neptune trying to rally with 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter at Bruce McCutcheon Memorial Field. Matawan Regional High School, actually located in Aberdeen Township. 2 towns of Aberdeen and Matawan, the sending districts for the high school. Field named after the Huskies' late athletic director. Neptune trying to play the unwelcome guest today. Ball is moved all the way back to the 15-yard line. Rivera didn't get much. Ball was actually, the line of scrimmage after the penalty was actually the 14. And Rivera got stopped at about the same spot.
Well, every time they've needed a big play, Mark, they've gone with Katz on that keeper. Let's see if they come back with that little option, that load option again.
2nd and 26. The clock running with 5:39 left in the fourth quarter. Katz wants a throw, delivers it, and intercepted.
What an interception. I'll tell you, that was incredible.
Albert Johnson, number 1, came up with it. It was intended for number 43, Wesley Garland, and Johnson gives the Scarlet Flyers the ball at the Matawan 23. A bang-bang play, and Johnson had the biggest blast that time as he came up with the interception. Johnson,
see the replay right here.
You'll remember he intercepted Ocean's last-ditch effort in the first playoff game, and right here, Johnson, yeah, he had it all the way. First down from the 23.
Gonzalez almost broke it on that keeper.
Quarterback keep for Gonzalez.
First down, Neptune.
It's going to be a first down for Neptune, which goes in a hurry. From the 13, Harley barrels across the 10 to the 8.
Right now, Neptune's in that hurry-up mode where they're running that quick offense where they get up on the ball real quick and run their next play. They're taking a little bit more time on this one.
It's going to be 2nd and 6 at the Huskies' 10-yard line. Gonzalez on the keep. Gonzalez inside the 5. One more look.
A little short. There it is. Nice blocking.
Pulled down by Jamison. Here we go. 3rd and less than a yard. Clock running. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And barreling forward was Harley. These guys are giving it everything out there, right in the middle of all that mud and muck. And we're just waiting for the spot right now. There's going to be a measurement. Here's Scott Harley. Boy, Garland just trying to pull him back, number 1. Hutchinson was also there.
First down.
And it's going to be 1st and goal 3 minutes and 48 seconds left, and the clock is running. First and goal at the 3. Harley fumbles the ball, and it rolls out of bounds at the 4. Oh my. Scott Harley had his eyes focused on the end zone, and the ball was stripped away and knocked out of bounds. It'll be second and goal from the 4.
You'll probably see the defender reach through on this now. There it is.
Jameson, number 24, ripped it away, and Gonzalez was going after it as it rolled out of bounds. Second and goal from the 4. Harley, again, nothing there in the middle of the line as the Huskies were ready for it that time. 3 minutes and 22 seconds left, and the clock continues to run. The Huskies lead 21-14.
All right, watch Gonzalez on a rollout, and defensively, number 6, the 2 defensive ends. Watch your defensive ends. Are going to be big on this one. Or 5, I guess it is, to this side.
Third and goal from the 4. Gonzalez on the roll. Gonzalez for the end zone. Touchdown.
There it is.
It's a 1-point game with 2:56 to play. Dan Gonzalez scores his second touchdown of the day on a 4-yard bootleg.
Nice blocking on the corner. He gets the corner right here. Garland's not able to contain him. Gonzalez just outruns the rest of the people right to the corner.
All right, let's get this extra point. Karsic to attempt it for the tie. This is for the tie. Gonzalez puts it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good, and we are tied with 2 minutes and 56 seconds left in the 4th quarter of the Central Jersey Group 3 state championship game. Karsic, 3 of 3 on extra points, and none bigger in his career than the one he just hit to make it 21-21. This time Karsic kicks it away. It's picked up at the 18. This is Tomczak, and Tomczak brought it back to the 29. So Tashin Rivera let it roll through to Tomczak, who brings it back to the 29-yard line with 2:52 showing on the clock. And the Huskies have the ball.
There's the replay.
So here we go, Matawan, a running team which has an ability to throw long from Katz to Rivera if that's what they choose to do. The clock running, 2.5 left, 4th quarter. We're tied. First down from the 29. Jameson breaks it. Jameson to the 45 and pulled down at the 48-yard line.
That's a big one.
19 yards on the run for senior Bob Jameson. Great way to start this last drive, and Jameson, who's rushed for 485 yards the last 2 games, starts the Huskies off on what they hope will be a winning drive. 2:13 in the clock running. First down at the 48. Jameson again breaks into Neptune territory and brings it to the Scarlet Flyers' 48-yard line. We're under 2 minutes. That's what Bob Jameson had done coming into this game. 1,524 yards, including 485 yards and 10 touchdowns the last 2 weeks, both of them against Raritan in the playoffs and then the final regular season game. Second down as Katz keeps the ball and turns the corner. Lawrence Katz spinning forward.
Just short.
Looks to be about a yard short of the first down. The clock runs with 1:20 left in the 4th quarter of a tie ball game. Will Martucci put it up, look for the end zone on a bomb perhaps to Rivera, or will he try to spring Jameson for a long one? It's 3rd and 1. And keep in mind that Katz can also turn it upfield on the option if he has the opportunity. Catch to throw, and it's incomplete, intended for number 30, Tashin Rivera.
Wow.
Flip to the near side on second down from the 35. Catch delivers, and it's one-hopped by Neptune's Eugene Hardy. An incomplete third down and 10. Katz gets a good look at it, and it's picked off at the 20. Taken away by number 21, Brian Coleman. With 25 seconds showing in the fourth quarter, Coleman intercepts the pass. That's 2 consecutive series ended with interceptions, one by Johnson and this one by Coleman. Katz got a real good look at it, but Coleman was there, part of double coverage on Hutchinson. And now Neptune takes over at its own 22. With 8 seconds, 7, the clock running. Gonzalez will take a knee, and we will go to overtime. Well, overtime period. Gonzalez fires away, and it's caught for a touchdown. Brian Coleman catches it for a touchdown on the first play of overtime. Now that counts as 6, of course, and makes the score 27-21. Now Neptune has a decision to go for 1 or 2, but here's the touchdown pass again.
Great catch.
Right in front of Hutchinson, who's an outstanding defensive back, but Coleman got good position and hung on to the ball. Now Jeremy Karsich will come in to attempt the extra point. A big one here because Neptune would have a 7-point lead. Karsich's kick is up and good, and the score is 28-21. So now the challenge is down to Matawan. The Huskies will get the ball at the Scarlet Flyers 10. They need a touchdown and an extra point to tie and continue the overtime period, or a touchdown and a 2-pointer to win the state championship. Unbelievable. Gonzalez had not really looked to Coleman all afternoon. I think he threw only 1 pass his way, but on the first play of the overtime from the 10-yard line, a 10-yard pass from Gonzalez to Coleman.
A little change in the pattern also. Mark, you had a situation where they ran that waggle pass again, but for the most part, most of the waggle patterns are to the outside, and what they had him run was a post pattern instead of a flag, and a good move in that case, and they get 6 points.
So now the Huskies offense comes on the field, and they will have a maximum of 4 plays. Matawan must score a touchdown and an extra point to keep it going. Katz brings him to the line on the first play of the overtime. On the option, Katz to the 5. All right.
You're going to see them run that play about 3 times, I think. They went to an unbalanced line with Nebraska Baker as a wingback, and they're just running that load option this way.
Now it will be second down, or actually the second play to be more accurate. The down and distance, not much of a factor here. It's the plays that count. This is the second play of a 4-play series, and Matawan has to punch it in the end zone to have a chance. Second play of the overtime. Katz going to reset Baker and now call a timeout.
Yeah, they...
From the 5-yard line.
Unbalanced.
Cross is strong left. He's the tight end. And they go that way with Jamison looking to get to the outside. Jamison will score. That makes it 28-27. 28-27. And now it's decision.
Kick.
All right. Dennis Jarvis has come on the field to attempt the extra point, and here it is. Jamison scores on a 5-yard run. And here it is.
It's great blocking on the corner. Garland gets into McLeod real well, and Jamison just finishes off the run. Well done.
Here's the situation. If Dennis Jarvis, well, you see Jamison coming off the field after scoring the touchdown. It's a simple situation right here. If Dennis Jarvis makes the extra point on the kick, We go on with the overtime. If he misses the extra point kick, Neptune is the state champion. Central Jersey Group 3 state championship football game. And of course there's one other option, and that's something going wrong on the snap, and somebody running or throwing a pass and getting 2 points. And if the Huskies get 2 points here, they will be the state champions. Now let's see.
Took the tee out. They're going for the win.
All right, right here, we're going to have a decision. It's going to be Neptune or Matawan right here. Joe Martucci is not playing for the tie. He's playing for the win. He sends the offense on the field. A 2-point conversion will win it for the Huskies.
Well, the way they line up will tell you what play it's going to be, Mark. If they're running that unbalanced formation, watch cats on a keeper.
This is one play for a state championship. A 2-point conversion wins it. A defensive hold, and Neptune wins it. And here it is. Cats at the line. Full house. Rivera for the end zone. State championship for the Matawan Huskies.
What execution. Incredible. Incredible.
And the sounds you hear in back of us were the Matawan assistant coaches who were in the booth next to ours, celebrating their victory as the Huskies win 29-28. How about that for some confidence in one play to get it done? The whole season comes down to one play, one chance, and the Huskies are able to do it as Rivera runs it in, and the Huskies defend the Central Jersey Group 3 state championship 29-28.
You got to give that man a lot of credit, I'll tell you.
He had Jarvis in to attempt the extra point and took him out and said, the heck with it. We're going for 2 right now. And that will do it. We'll get one more look at the game-winning play.
Watch the execution on the corner here. Watch Garland. He makes a great block right there. Jamison also with a good block. They've got the whole corner caved in, and Rivera just puts the speed onto the corner.
A lot of heroes today for the Matawan Huskies. And a tough defeat to swallow for Dan Gonzalez and his Neptune Scarlet Flyers teammates, but just a terrific job by both squads. Joe Martucci embracing Neptune quarterback Dan Gonzalez. The Huskies will wind up the season 10-1. An opening day loss to Middletown South, and then 10 straight wins for Joe Martucci's Matawan Huskies. Neptune winds up the season 8 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. And that is about as good a high school football game as you're ever going to see. The 2 best teams in Central Jersey Group 3 had to go to overtime today to win it, or to settle it. And it's Matawan which comes away with the win at Bruce McCutcheon Memorial Field, 29-28. Unbelievable.
Great job by both clubs. Neptune, 2 touchdowns down, comes back, has a shot to win it. They go into overtime. They make a great execution on a pass play from the first play from scrimmage to score the touchdown. They get the extra point. Matawan comes right back with the same kind of execution. What a great job by Cats today. There's that leadership again that, of course, Coach Amabile had talked about before the game.
Back-to-back state championships for the Matawan Huskies. Tyrone Garland certainly had an outstanding performance.
I would have to say his block is what did it on the score, because Neptune was coming across with some very good penetration from the outside, and his block got Rivera out to the corner. Here's the big freshman who's got to be thrilled to be playing.
That scoreboard says it all. 29-28 in overtime.
Yeah.
It's said that the name of this field carries the name of the late Matawan athletic director, Bruce McCutcheon. He was a great supporter of athletics, not only at Matawan High School, but also throughout the entire short conference. You couldn't have a better game on the field that bears his name than the one we saw today.
He was loved by all, I'll tell you. You talk about someone who really cared about kids, and as you said, not just at Matawan, but all over the shore.
The last time we saw the Matawan Huskies on TV 34, Joe Martucci and his club were celebrating a victory over Ocean Township. That was last year in the Central Jersey Group 3 championship game. And now the Matawan Huskies have knocked off the Neptune Scarlet Flyers to win the 1992 Central Jersey Group 3 title. In overtime, 29-28. That's a game to remember today on a cold afternoon in Aberdeen Township. And let's not forget about the job that the Neptune Scarlet Flyers have done this year. We've gotten to see the Scarlet Flyers 5 times on TV 34 this year, and they never disappointed. Coach John Amabil's team with seniors like Kibler and Gonzalez and Brown and guys like that, and Fiore. Don't forget the job that they did just to get to this game, defeating Ocean in a real tough playoff game 2 weeks ago. And the Neptune Scarlet Flyers will wind up with a record of 8-2-1, and they can certainly be proud of the effort they showed today.
They showed a lot of character in coming back. I mean,
two
with
touchdowns
Matawan,
down in the fourth quarter.
2 touchdowns down, coming back that way. Just so impressed with both clubs.
Everybody in here! Everybody in, South Fair, let's go! I got everybody here! Nebraska! Nebraska! Man, shut up! Hey, get Nebraska! Get Nebraska! Nebraska! Baker! Where's Junior? Nebraska! Where's Junior?
This is one they can enjoy, no doubt about it.
Let's go, baby! Let's go! Back to back! Senior! All right, let's go! Junior! Junior! Hey! Let's bow our heads, gentlemen. Dear Lord, thank you for protecting my sons on the field. Give me one more victory this year. This is hallowed ground, guys. This is Huskyville. Hallowed ground. You guys have set. You guys have made history. You guys have made history, seniors. No one has ever gone back to back. Hey,
From August to December, that's a high school football season, and it all comes down today at Matawan Regional High School. It's Joe Martucci who gets the victory ride from his Matawan Huskies. The winners in overtime, 29-28 over the Neptune Scarlet Flyers. Hope you enjoyed it. For Glenn Davis, I'm Mark Rossman. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Great job, Brad. Oh, man.